whatever. But the business side of a corporation is 100% faith, right? Faith without works is dead. The story of KBG Welding is built on faith. When we started, it wasn't funded by a bank. The business plan was trust in God, find work, and grow. Provide Christ-centered place in the industry and for the community. That's it. That's all there was, right? So again, I don't have a background in business, don't have background, I just have a drive. I have a drive, I have something that God put in me to do, right? I've worked jobs, I was willing to work jobs. I would still be working jobs because I was committed to that, because I was gonna go where God put me, and I felt every spot that he put me there until the door closed, whether it was being laid off or whether it was being forced out because the position was no longer available, those types of things. So, but that, again, putting more into the business than what I felt I was getting in return. That's what that led to. 10% of our revenue goes to ministries that are impacting the community, leading people to Christ and providing resources of hope. So backing up a little bit, in the early days, each day was a walk of faith, right? I would get up, I would go knock on doors, I would call, I would put ads, just whatever. Wherever I went, it was opportunity. What needs to be done? It was me in a truck. That's all it was. When our phones ring, and our phone rings with a job opportunity, that is God providing. But ultimately, it is you being here. You are here for a reason beyond that paycheck. So whether you believe that or not, that's your individual, that's your thing. That's on you. But ultimately, it is my purpose to impact you and lead you as a citizen of the kingdom of God. Again, from my perspective, I want to impact your life for the good. We're gonna butt heads. There's gonna be some friction at times. There's gonna be some challenges and things, right? So it might not feel like all love, but ultimately that's where it's coming from. Because again, you're not gonna get treated here and cussed out and dealt with like you'll find out, or you might even know from other places throughout the industry. If you can't handle my coarseness at times, you're gonna have a hard road in this industry. Because if you go somewhere else, they're gonna deal with you a different way. You know what I mean? So, and that not trying to scare you or anything, but just being, truthful, just stating facts here. If you approach this job as just getting to Friday and not absorbing all that you can and contributing all that you can, you're doing yourself a disservice. The impact you have, good or bad, will come to light. Fact is that the only way you succeed here is if we succeed as a whole. He that is faithful with little will be faithful and entrusted with much. So just keep that in heart. The little stuff we have to fulfill. It has to be done. When we're on a job, again, if you're a welder, if that's what you're hired to do, the job has to get completed. You see our team right here, right? We can't wait on a paint crew. We can't go do weld and then say, oh, well, the paint crew will get it. We are the paint crew. We are whatever crew needs to be done. On one of these projects this week, we're gonna be the whole augering deal. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to get a shovel and dig, but we'll get equipment to help us get the stuff done, even if it's not welding. You know what I mean? So it's not, so I'm not gonna ask you, and again, like I told you before, I'm not gonna ask you to do something I haven't done. And the stuff that we're doing, a lot of this stuff I've done by myself. So I know what goes into it. I know the time it takes. I know the drain and the challenge it all is. So and going back again to some of my history, when I was hired for my first welding job, not as a welder but as an assembler, I knew what God had put in me: a drive to succeed, a drive to improve, a drive to make an impact. The owner asked me what I wanted to do. Even though I'd never been in a shop like this one, I told him that I wanted to grow to run the entire shop. That's what was in me. That was my drive. I had a dream, even though I didn't have the talent, I didn't have the knowledge, I had something more than where I was at. So I'm hoping that's, everybody here, I want to encourage you to do that, to have that. If it's in you, let's get to that, because again, I don't want you where you're at. I don't want you where you're at. I want your potential. I want you to fulfill your potential. I don't know what he thought hearing that, but it's not far-fetched that he laughed within at the thought. But I knew I would commit myself to fulfill that if I was given an opportunity. I would go on to weld on my breaks and lunches and attend night school for the next 2 years. Why? Because that door was open and the opportunity was entrusted to me. Doors closed, but these doors opened eventually. We have a ton of opportunity here at KBG Welding. We want to help push you to the next level. That will be determined by how you approach this opportunity. I'm cheering for you even when I'm getting on.